This video is going to be a quick little story time. It's a piece of advice that I learned the hard way that I really want to share with you. Now we need to go back to 2012. I was into super sports. I was doing tuning sessions and track days. I was in my mid-20s, all about taking risks, riding like a madman and a complete twat, and I absolutely loved it. But it came to a crashing end when I got hit by a car, and it meant that I could no longer ride the super sport without significant pain. I was faced with a decision, and these were the two serious decisions on my mind. Either quit completely because I could no longer have a crazy powerful motorcycle to do what I love, or I could accept this weird little 250 cruiser from my mum who no longer rode, that had been sitting in the shed for years gathering rust and dust, and I could continue on my journey, put my ego aside. Now luckily for me, I love two wheels so much that I put quitting aside, gathered myself up and accepted this little 250 cruiser. Now it was no easy thing at the time because I was in my mid-20s. It was all about ego and looking cool. So cruisers were the enemy because I was on a super sport, and 250 sucked because they didn't have enough power. All the riders hated me too because cruiser riders thought I was a loser because I was on a 250, and everyone else hated me because I was on a cruiser. So I couldn't win. So this really was the worst case scenario motorcycle for me, but it was a real learning experience. All that prejudice dropped away once I had the bike. I developed this relationship with this weird, ugly, red-headed stepchild of a motorcycle, and it saved my love of riding. I took this thing absolutely everywhere. I did big trips down south. I did the weekend rides with my mates. I did the commuting job on it, and I even pillioned with my wife when my car broke down, and it did it all fine. Now, was it the perfect bike for the job? No, it was not. But those big rides and adventures, and even the day trips that I did, they were always an adventure because it was a bike that was compromised. So I had to work around the compromises that thing had. And that created fantastic memories because it's the challenging rides that you will remember, and they create fantastic memories. And I would have missed out on all of that. Now, I use this as an allegory, as an important lesson that I learned, and that's to ride the bike you have, or ride the bike that is available to you, rather than looking for the perfect motorcycle. For the people that are starting out riding, or the returning riders, the people sitting on the fence because the perfect bike isn't available for them, the perfect bike doesn't exist, or at least not for most people. But the perfect ride really does exist, and you might miss out on that perfect ride because you're waiting for that perfect bike. Do not fall into that trap that I almost fell into. At the moment, with a newborn in the house and with a really busy business, and life is just hectic at the moment, where rides are few and far between, and I miss getting out on the bike for my mental health, that release, having the wind in my face. I was going to say hair, but as you can see, I don't have any left. It's just so important for my life to get out on two wheels. So when I see down in the comment section people holding out on getting onto two wheels, don't fall in that trap. Just get out there, enjoy the ride, and make some memories that you can tell your children later on in life.